This is how we're gonna change the brakes on a 2007 Dodge Charger SRT8.
All right, we're gonna do a brake job with my brother. This is Charger. We have it jacked up. We have it on jack stands. We have the hood lifted, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop the cover off, and we're gonna take the cap off the brake fluid reservoir, because when you're changing the brakes, when you push in the pistons, the fluid rises. So just keep your cap in a spot where you're not gonna lose it and nothing dirty is gonna get in it. All right, to do this job, we're gonna need a little hammer. It's the only one we really had. Flathead screwdriver, a punch, and a flashlight. We already jacked the car up. The car's on jack stands. Took the lug nuts off. We're gonna get the tire out of the way. You're gonna take your hammer and your punch and pop the pins out, like so. You get them halfway out, you should be able to pull the rest of the pin out. I put the bottom pin out. You can't change the camera view. Let's remove the bottom pin. Pull the top one out. So I put bottom, this back here. That's how I got them out. I press on the tabs to get a little bit of space behind them, and pull on the front ones. I'm putting the screwdriver on the pad using the rotor to pry. That was for the back. In the front, pretty much able to man up and get the front. Take the old pads out. I was always taught when the meat is thinner than the backing, it's time to change the brakes. So these are pretty close. The wear indicator hasn't gone off on this one, but it's time to change the brakes. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that the old brakes look like the new brakes. And they are, they're the same ones. What I did was I sprayed the back of them with disc brake quiet, and I let them sit for a few minutes till it was tacky. I'm gonna put it back. Okay, so now we have the brakes checked, cleaned. We're gonna, well, you can see the rotor has a lip, so the actual right way would be take it and get it machined or buy a new one. I don't think that's how it comes, but this is for my brother and he's cheap, so we're going with this. I'm gonna take some brake clean and clean the rotors, clean the back. All right, just stay there. All right, take care not to touch the rotor or the brake, and you put them on the same way you got them out. They just slide right in. Take notice it's got like a half moon indentation that goes towards the rotor. Slides in, pretty nice. Take the bottom pin, start it. The bottom pin goes through the caliper, those holes. These holes right here. 1, 2, so make sure the pins go through. I'm gonna take the piece just like I took it off, slide it in. I'm gonna tap it in. Yeah, that worked out good. Slide it over. Put the top pin in. one look good. Right, and then just tap it in. What I ended up doing last time on the other side is just taking the punch and popping it in so I don't mess up my brother's rotors and I hear him yelling at me. Okay. I'm gonna do the bottom now. I got gas. Now the pin went through both pads and it's going through the, I guess you'd say, guide. I'm just gonna tap it in. Just tap it in, Happy. You're holding a. We finished the pins. You can see the pins were right where they were. Now would be the time that you would take your brake clean and clean your calipers. Get it the way you want it. It's gonna be loose until you hit the brakes. Once you hit the brakes, it'll collapse around it. Okay, we finished, and I just wanted to show you the rotor. We didn't damage it with the screwdriver when we depressed the piston. All right, we're gonna do the back brakes now. I just want everybody to know that in no way, shape, or form are we paid mechanics. This is a shade tree thing that I'm doing for my brother. So I'm not saying that this is the right way or the wrong way. I'm saying that this is our way. This is how we figured out to do the brakes. So with that being said, you know, everybody's a critic. So I'm just letting you know. All right, so this is the back brakes. Same thing, same 4 tools. We obviously got the tire off. Flashlight, flathead screwdriver, punch, and a hammer. There's 2 pins. You can see where the pins start. You have like little nipples popping out. Same. If you had a longer punch, it might be a little easier. Kind of got to press. There's a little plate in there. Kind of press the plate and get the pin. All right, I got the top pin out, and I'll put it as far. You have a little caliper. I put it down. Got it out the same way, and then the back pin. All right. On the back, same. There's the little ears. So I'm just going to press the ears, both, and pull the ears on this side, so I can get the screwdriver behind it. You want to change your camera angle? All right. So we'll do the back ears first. Pretty much able to push them. I'll take the screwdriver, I'll stick it in between, and I'm going to pry against the bad pad. All right, come out pretty easy. Now I already did the same thing. We already did the same thing. We verified that it was the same brake pad, and we sprayed it with the anti-squeal. So I'll put this one in, the concave side towards in the brake. Slides right in. Now I'll do the ears on this one. Same thing. Screwdriver in gently. And pry against the pistons. Slides right in to the bottom one. You get the pin. Make sure it hits both pads. Slides right in. Slides right in. You just line them up. All right, we're gonna tap the pins back in. You can hear the pitch change when you're hitting it, so you know you bottomed out. It's kind of countersunk. And then on the front, you can see the nipples. So they've come out. So that's where we started. So that's it. Now we'll put the tire back on, jack the car up, remove the jack stand, and we're on our way. All right, we finished the brakes. The first thing we're gonna do is pump the brakes. Go ahead and pump the brakes. Did it get hard? Go ahead and
Turn on.
start it, pump it.
There's no cap on it.
All right, pumping the brakes, it's gonna be a little hard because the car is not on. But you remember, this is still open. So if you look, we're right at the max. It was low when we started, but since we depressed the calipers, the pistons in the calipers, they brought our fluid back up. So we're just gonna go ahead and close it back. Wipe it clean. And then put the cover back on.